What's up, guys? Disclosure Artist here, and some of you may have noticed I am not wearing my Neos, my Matrix sunglasses today. I got my They See glasses on. No particular reason, just switching it up. Today I wanted to talk about, moreover specifically, another Disney Truth Bomb movie, Encanto, has a character in it that I find bears a strikingly strong resemblance to a true historical figure, as well as a modern day occurrence of a disappearance and a reappearance. That, if you look at the Wikipedia explanation, it's chock full of nonsense explanations, as they often will have mixed in with reality, that I'm disregarding personally because I feel that the parallels are too strong to be ignored. So anyway, let's get into it. Bruno Madrigal. There's a song that is quite popular now, but for me, I can't tell you how annoying I find it. We don't talk about Bruno. I think just it creates ignorance and fear and everything I stand against. So today we're going to talk about Bruno. More specifically, Bruno Madrigal is a fictional character who appears in Walt Disney Animation Studios' 60th film, Encanto, which came out in 2021. He's Mirabel's ostracized uncle who's the ability to see the future. Every member of the Madrigal family, except Mirabel, receives a magic gift. Bruno's gift is seeing the future. After Mirabel's 5th birthday, when she fails to receive her gift, Bruno conjures a prophecy to find out why and sees Mirabel standing in front of a broken casita. He knows the vision would put her at odds with the family and potentially the townsfolk who rely on the magic for their everyday lives. So he breaks the vision and goes into hiding to protect her, concealing himself within the house's walls so he can still be near the family. 10 years later, when the movie takes place, Mirabel worries that magic is breaking and questions other family members. Discovering that Bruno might know something. In the song We Don't Talk About Bruno, members of the Madrigal family and the town tell Mirabel about how Bruno foresaw mostly negative events, and they blame him for their misfortunes. Mirabel later finds Bruno in the walls of the house and persuades him to conjure another prophecy for her, showing her what she needs to do to save the casita. Also, spoiler alert. The house collapses anyway, but the family and town members come together to rebuild it. In the end, Bruno apologizes to the family and is forgiven, ultimately rejoining them and having a happy ending. There are things that are too similar to the real life Giordano Bruno, as well as Bruno Borges, and I'll get into that. If you just look at the costume that the fictional Bruno Madrigal is wearing, he's wearing a cloak, a hood, and he's making prophecies. He's predicting the future. He's saying things people aren't comfortable with, and when they come true, he's being blamed for them. And I suppose maybe in an effort to prevent future disappointment, future problems for his family, friends, people he cares about, and perhaps even persecution of himself, he just disappears. He just dips out. He certainly doesn't want to be the guy I'm about to read to you. This is a Disney movie, after all. Giordano Bruno, born Filippo Bruno, January or February 1548, or 7th to 17th February 1600, was an Italian Dominican friar, philosopher, mathematician, poet, cosmological theorist, and Hermetic occultist. He is known for his cosmological theories, which conceptually extended the then Copernican model. He proposed that the stars were distant suns surrounded by their own planets, and he raised the possibility that these planets might foster life of their own, a cosmological position known as cosmic pluralism. He also insisted that the universe is infinite and could have no center. Bruno in 1593 was tried for heresy by the Roman Inquisition on charges of denial of several core Catholic doctrines, including eternal damnation, the Trinity, the divinity of Christ, the virginity of Mary, and the transubstantiation. Bruno's pantheism was not taken lightly by the Church, nor was his teaching of the transmigration of the soul, or reincarnation. The Inquisition found him guilty, and he was burned at the stake in Rome's Campo de' Fiori in 1600. After his death, he gained considerable fame, being particularly celebrated by 19th and early 20th century commentators, who regarded him as a martyr for science, although most historians agree that his heresy trial was not a response to his cosmological views, but rather a response to his religious and afterlife views. However, some historians do contend that the main reason for Bruno's death was indeed his cosmological views. Bruno's case is still considered a landmark in the history of free thought and the emerging sciences. In addition to cosmology, Bruno also wrote extensively on the art of memory, a loosely organized group of mnemonic techniques and principles. Historian Francis Yates argues that Bruno was deeply influenced by Islamic astrology, particularly the philosophy of Averroes, Neoplatonism, Renaissance Hermeticism, and Genesis-like legends surrounding the Egyptian god Thoth. Other studies of Bruno have focused on his qualitative approach to mathematics and his application of the spatial concepts of geometry to language. He was an interesting guy, had thoughts way ahead of his time, and because he wasn't afraid to voice them, he paid the ultimate price. Now fast forward several hundred years, and you can already see the connection between this character and the one from the movie, but it doesn't stop there. If you look up the disappearance of Bruno Borges, this is yet another Bruno. On March 27, 2017, Bruno de Melo Silva Borges, a Brazilian student, disappeared after leaving his home in Rio Branco, Acre. In his bedroom, Borges left several encrypted messages, 14 handwritten books, and a statue of philosopher Giordano Bruno. The civil police of Acre investigated the case, and Interpol was called. Borges' disappearance received wide coverage on the internet, generating memes and online investigations. During the investigation, it was revealed Borges had the help of 2 friends and a cousin to carry out the project, and that he had signed a contract allocating part of the proceeds of the sale of his books to his 3 helpers. At dawn on August 11th the same year, Borges returned to his house barefoot, debilitated, and dehydrated. Soon after, he began working on corrections for his book, TAC, Teoria de Absorção do Conhecimento, which had received negative reviews. Borges told police chief Alcino Jr. he discovered of his own free will and that he disappeared of his own free will and that he was not coerced by any external force. He did not reveal his hiding place. By September 26, Borges had gained 29 pounds and said he was surprised